This is more like it. This is what I expect to see when a major star returns home. Caitlin Clark returned to Iowa yesterday for the first time since she walked away from professional basketball to join the Pretenders in the WNBA dump. And this is no exaggeration.
Angel Reese asserted that people weren't just watching for Clark, they were also watching for me. However, what does star power's empty seats reveal? When 6,373 fans showed up for her LSU return game, leaving more than half the arena empty, questions arose about this audacious claim. In contrast, Caitlin Clark's Iowa homecoming painted a different picture, with all fans paying $670 per ticket tailgating hours before tip-off, filling the venue to capacity and creating an electrifying atmosphere that felt like a championship game.
It looked like the entire state of Iowa shut down. The state of Iowa experienced something yesterday that they have never experienced before. Traffic. Crowds. Thousands and thousands of people were standing outside of the arena hours before the game even started.
We'll look into fan engagement, marketability, and the future direction of women's basketball as new stars emerge in light of this notable disparity in attendance and passion.
There were more people standing outside without tickets than people who used their complimentary tickets to see the immaculate return of Angel Reese at LSU on Friday night. This is what the drawing power of a real star looks like.
That's correct. It was supposed to be this big homecoming event, but judging on the photos, her own arena was barely able to fill half of its capacity. That's crazy considering all of her bluster about attracting fans.
All right, but they're watching because of Me Too. Me Too. They're playing at LSU. There are people right now, her fans, you know what? Her social media fans.
Angel frequently highlighted how she was a huge attraction, drawing crowds wherever she went, and claimed that people were watching women's basketball for her as well. However, we are now witnessing what happens when the focus is on her alone, and the statistics are unmistakable.
Caitlin Clark, Soldier. Go follow. Right here. This was last night's attendance. 6,373 fans showed up to watch Angel Reese.
Angel's major homecoming game drew just 6,373 supporters, while the stadium can accommodate 13,215 people, which is less than half of its capacity. Entering the arena seemed more like entering a quiet, deserted hall than a boisterous homecoming celebration.
Oof. That's not what's up. That is not what's up at all. I don't know. I mean, look, we're going to point this out because Angel decided to come out and she said, I'm going to play the victim. Or, well, the victim, yeah, and the villain.
The images from the game tell the entire story. How can a player who professes to be this great celebrity with enormous drawing power have so many empty seats at her most anticipated appearance? When the camera moved across the arena on a calm Sunday, rows upon rows of empty seats were visible, not just in specific areas, but throughout the entire venue, and the lower bowl had large empty patches. The upper sections looked like a ghost town, and the empty seats stand as silent witnesses that refute her claims of star power.
Nobody showed up to this sucker. Nobody. Let me just blow this. Look at that. I noticed it right off the bat. Look, number one, look at all the purple seats down here in this lower bowl section. And then the entire top bowl, forget about it. Forget about it. There wasn't anybody there. It wasn't even half full.
The WNBA marketing team actually carried out their promotion strategy well. They heavily advertised this homecoming game, built it up as a special moment, and did everything right to give her the opportunity to shine before a packed house, but the fans simply did not show up as expected. This situation is made worse by the context. It wasn't some random weeknight matchup against an unknown opponent. Rather, It was her return game, the one event you'd expect to be packed with excited fans eager to see their star back in action.
So the narrative about people are watching for Me Too, people are showing up for Me Too, that narrative that's bullshit. Don't let anybody try to blow smoke up your ass.
Having millions of Instagram followers may seem impressive, but when you consider that only a small percentage of people actually cared enough to attend her game, it becomes clear that Angel's social media fame isn't translating into actual ticket sales. This emphasizes the sharp contrast between social media fame and real sports drawing power.
I tried to tell you guys, you heard me say it on this channel. A lot of Angel Reese fans are not basketball fans, and they are proving it. They proved it last night without a shadow of a doubt. That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
It's one thing to talk about your star power in interviews, but it's quite another when supporters don't turn up with their cash and gifts. People are watching for Me Too, but it seems dubious when her own stadium is half empty at her big moment.
Popularity of Angel Reese. It is an illusion, at least in terms of mainstream drawing power, because her popularity on social media, it does not translate to ticket sales. Her popularity doesn't translate to television ratings. The lonely men who are patiently waiting for her next photo, they are not patiently waiting for her next missed layup.
And our narrative is only getting started. When compared to what transpired when Caitlin Clark returned to her home court, the empty seats during Angel's comeback take on even more significance. The difference is striking, exposing a sharp disparity in fan support that will astound you.
This is what the drawing power of a real star looks like. This is the difference I'm always talking about when I explain the difference between a star and a mainstream draw.
Have you ever witnessed fans shelling out $670 for a WNBA ticket for a preseason exhibition game rather than a championship game or the finals? That's precisely what happened when Caitlin Clark returned to the court in Iowa, and believe me, that's only the beginning of how bizarre this entire situation got, as Angel Reese was unable to fill half her arena. The difference between these two events was stark, as seen by the numbers, and Caitlin Clark's homecoming game versus Brazil produced a sight never seen in women's basketball.